Hey, welcome to UA Day 5.
Yay!
Yeah, once again, great campsite. We had blueberry bushes all around us. There's moose track all over and there's bear track down there. So you're in the heart of it. It's a really cool place to wake up, I think. And we've got a long day today. As Trent said yesterday, if you have extra fuel and you think you're gonna need it, dump it now before we break camp. We're gonna be heading out promptly at 8 and then we will.
So I told you guys yesterday that it was the second most beautiful drive of the trip. Today we are doing what, in my opinion, is the most beautiful drive of the trip. It's a route called the Denali Highway, and it's actually the original route to Denali National Park. Portions of it are dirt. It is breathtakingly beautiful. From there, we are probably going to get to camp and set up, and then go four-wheeling. So, yeah, so it won't have to run so heavy. Who has heard or read the book Into the Wild? Okay, you guys know the story of Christopher McCandless, the Stampede Trail or whatever. We are going to the Stampede Trail. So,
see the bus?
The problem is, I would love to, and I've done all kinds of things. I've made all sorts of inquiries. The problem is the Teclonica River. That is the river that killed Christopher McCandless. That river is so dangerous and so unpredictable. I've been told by more than one local that when you can cross it in the morning, and as the day warms up, then there's more glacial melt upstream or whatever. Just morning to afternoon can mean the difference between passable and impassable. My goal is to get to the river. I think that would be rad, but I do think it's just too dangerous to cross.
It's the morning of day 5 and we're headed out back to the highway to head to a new destination. We came in kind of late last night. This trail is pretty rough. As you can see, it's pretty rocky, bumpy, and I'm very glad that I was able to get some Skyjacker suspension components for the Brute.
Don't get super excited about trying to get to the front of the group. We're going to be pulling over here in just a minute.
I feel like you could be an uncle on the Family Guy.
All right, it's day 5 of Ultimate Adventure, and we are on the eastern edge of the Denali Highway. And we're at this beautiful view here that would be absolutely incredible if it weren't for all the smoke. So there's a lot of forest fires, unfortunately, happening in the area. Still, it's just started to get cold enough where the leaves are turning. And so the hillsides are just covered in reds and yellows and stuff like that. So that part of it's really cool.
You just don't realize how big Alaska is until you're here. I mean, we all know as we're growing up that the state is the biggest state, but until you're here and driving across it for days, you just can't imagine how big it is. It's awesome.
All right, so here we are in Cantwell, Alaska. This segment was about 220 miles or so. With the colors changing, couldn't get any better.
This year's UA has been amazing. The views have been incredible. Seen lots of wildlife. The roads are awesome. We just got done doing the Denali Highway, and it was amazing.
That's good.
We are in Healy, Alaska right now at the Midnight Sun Campground. We're gonna dump some gear, set up camp super quick, and then we're gonna go hit the trail for the Stampede Trail and get muddy.
This trail? I've never been on it. Wow.
That has, of course, naturally led to people wanting to make the trek to the bus. The bus, as a result, has killed quite a few people since. The most recently of which was barely 3 weeks ago. Yeah, question. How many weeks?
We're actually going out to where the famous book Into the Wild was situated. That's where it all happened, where a guy actually went out and didn't know what he was doing, ended up dying. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't screw with Alaska. It'll kill you.
So is the bus on the opposite side of the river? I read the book and I forget, but that was the deal, is he got across the river and couldn't get back, right? Affirmative.
The trail was unexpected. Some deep water crossings. We had to hook up the snorkel on the Premier Power Welder Wrangler here. And then it turned to just mud, and that was pretty crazy. Chris Durham driving this thing is just, he's a beast and almost unstoppable.
This trail is pretty gnarly. The mud holes were really deep, the water holes were really deep. Definitely takes some knowledge to get through here and knowing when to throttle and when not to. I've definitely been getting some education on that, both when I want to and when I don't. But yeah, it's pretty tough. You know, the guys, a bunch of the group's still making it in. We've lost the bead off of one tire, but no fault of Falcon. You know, it's running just a little bit too low air pressure and it popped off a non-beadlock wheel. But we'll get that put back on and keep on rolling on to the next obstacle.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been pretty surprised. I've had to really use the skinny pedal, and I've got it bouncing on the fenders and everything else, but it's pulled me through. I haven't pulled a winch line today.
Champion.
It did great. You know, I just got leaf springs, you know, and a small block Chevy and locker's front rear 38s, and it did awesome. You know, it rides pretty good, drives great. There's plenty of room in the wagon. We were able to sleep in it in case it rains, you know, got a hard top. It's really nice, actually.
there, Kenny.
Copy that.
All right, we made it. We are at the river on the Stampede Trail. Now, I don't know if this is the actual Teclonica River, but it is a very, very fast-moving, deep river that we really don't have any business being in. It's also fairly late in the day. It's almost 8 o'clock. So it's high time that we unfortunately turn it around. No bus for us this time, but sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, and we've got a whole lot more to do in the days to come. We don't want to miss it.
Okay, so it's the end of day 5. We have to be quiet because we're in a campsite tonight. We woke up, drove the Denali highway, got here, dumped some stuff, and then we hit the Stampede Trail. Had all kinds of crazy fun. Made it back. It's almost midnight. The guys have a couple repairs. They're gonna get that going, and then we have an early day tomorrow again.
How are y'all? Good. Where are you going? We're going wheeling on the afternoon night ride. Yeah, we got camp set up. Now we're heading to the woods, mountain, stream, something, I don't know.
We were told this is the Trail of Death.
Wow, right.
So we're told.
All right.
So some of us won't make it back.
Right.
We will.
All right.
We will.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting little specks and I could just wipe them off with my finger, but Chris Durham, good. Yeah, got everything. I think that's clean enough.
What'd you get?
Salami and peas.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good content. This can't be good content.
It's great content.
This cannot be good content. Just so much better content. I know that this content will never be the content you show anybody else.
That makes the